Hi, is this Ed Asner?
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you so much for taking some time to be on the show today. We really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
I honestly, sir, I grew up with you, and I mean, I am beyond humbled to be able to interview you today. I just think what you've been able to do in your career and the stuff you've been able to just accomplish is amazing. And I'm really excited to talk to you about everything that you were able to do from your time. And thank you, first of all, for your service in the Army. Yeah, I mean, you served honorably and did what you had to do. So, I mean, we appreciate that.
Well, I found it. It's like it wouldn't have been right if I didn't serve in the Army because it was like a rite of passage.
So after that is when you really kind of came back and started the whole acting career, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then you kind of decided to move on to New York, right?
Yeah, after I got all the reviews I could get in Chicago, I wanted to take them and slap people in the face with them.
Not so favorable to start out with, huh?
No, they were good. They were good.
Okay, well, that's good. So, like so many who start out in stage, I mean, did you see yourself kind of moving forward with a stage career, or how did it kind of develop into television? Was it always the goal?
I just one step at a time. I was busy being, feeding myself and keeping busy on the stage. I didn't think in terms of automatically prepping for movies by doing so, but everything just automatically rolled along with each new increment, and eventually TV and films was the be-all and the end-all.
Right, and I mean, that kind of started, I guess, in like with Studio One and just kind of progressed from there.
Right.
I saw a lot of quotes, from you that like when you first started out, you would be searching the want ads, but once you had committed to acting, you were like, there was nothing else. I'm going to stay committed to this, and whether it's, goes this way or that way, this is what I'm going to do.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think all of us sitting around and really admire that, because I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to make that type of a commitment, and when it kind of gets hard or things aren't going right, they kind of bail, and I admire people who kind of like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to ride the good times and the bad times and just really go with it. And I mean, it's clearly worked out for you. So much respect for you being able to do that and to follow through with what you wanted to do.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You worked with Elvis Presley, right?
Twice.
Right, twice. How was that? I mean, that was kind of like during the transition from music into film, and he's doing the acting thing. And what was it like to work with somebody like, I guess, at that level of where he was at that point?
It wasn't just, it was like watching a lion brought onto the stage and studying him in his cage. Oh. The first one was with Kid Galahad,
right?
Remake, and he had a large entourage with him at the time, and he was also busy breaking his hands on karate.
That's true, right?
So, but he was good and diligent with his work, and I liked what I saw. Then years later, we were put together again in Change of Habit.
There you go. Yeah, Change of Habit.
And he had lost the entourage by then, or dismissed it. And he was a lot slicker and smoother, and the women certainly seemed to go crazy over him. He still was a good guy and easy to work with.
Okay. And now on the second one there, Change of Habit, that's when you first met Mary Tyler Moore, correct? She was in that one as well, right?
I never met her there.
Never met her there. Well, that's interesting how that works, isn't it?
We had different working hours.
Yep, different working hours. But so let's talk about that a little bit, because you did kind of make the transition into the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which the iconic role of Lou Grant. And I think everybody, I don't think there's a single person who doesn't know the Mary Tyler Moore Show and Lou Grant. You kind of approach that character based on your brothers, right?
The Mary Tyler Moore character I did, yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of said they were kind of clownish and kind of, so when you approach the comedy based on them?
And blustering and this and that, and I took from them for that part of Lou.
Right. So, well, that's pretty interesting. And then you said when you made the transition into the drama side of it, you kind of had to go back to yourself, right?
Yeah, the the clown wasn't working that much for Lou Grant then, and became a sober-sided fellow.
Right.
And I had to find somebody I could count on to be more serious, and that was the inner me.
The inner you, right. And successfully so, because you are one of the only people to win an Emmy in 2 different categories. You won the Emmy for Lou Grant in comedy and in drama, so you were able to successfully portray the character in both realms.
Right.
Yeah, and well, congratulations on that. That's quite the accomplishment right there.
I had to simplify things for myself, and that's the way I did it, and it worked.
Well, yes, sir, it sure did.
Which one did you enjoy playing more, the comedy version of Lou Grant or the drama version of Lou Grant?
Oh, by all means, the comedy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what was it like with Mary Tyler Moore? How was she?
She was magnificent. She was the best star one could have been affiliated with. She was generous, creative, patient. You couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, it was quite the ensemble cast, and I think you all really shined and really kind of came out, and I thought it was just, a great example of how a cohesive group can work together and really do what you guys did was just amazing.
I liken Mary to, as the star of the show, being an axle, and on that axle the wheels are put on, and the wheels are all the differing talents that are on her show. And they're allowed to spin and attract as much attention as they can do. And she remains the steady Eddie axle.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's what made the show such a success, is that she had that attitude and allowed you guys to do what you did and be able to do your performance. And to me, she never really had that ego, like I'm the star and you guys have to be set aside. It never came across that way.
I understand Betty was quite funny on the Emmy show.
Yes, I heard. Yeah, quite. Talked about how she was still around at this age, and that if you stay around long enough, she's. Talk about her. Has she always been this kind of quirky, like in your face, tells you like it is lady, even way back on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
She got a great sense of humor, and she's very talented. She's very generous herself.
Yeah.
Very giving and very sweet and cooperative, and I love her dearly.
Oh, well, I'm sure awesome. She feels the same way about you. She does seem to just be a very genuine, a good person. So.
Get her on the phone. Let's find out.
All right, we'll see if we can work that out. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, okay, after Lou Grant and all the you kind of made the one of my memories early on was Roots. I thought Roots was just an amazing miniseries, and I mean, pretty groundbreaking at the time, and kind of like controversial in its approach to what it was saying and doing. And I thought your performance in that was amazing. And so, coming off of Lou Grant into such a role, well, what was that like? I mean, did you find it coming out of Lou Grant? Were you looking for specific roles to get away from Lou Grant, to not be typecast, or to contrast? Right. Which, I mean...
and before I did Roots, I did Rich Man, Poor Man, which gave me a great jumping off board, an extreme contrast to Lou Grant.
Right.
In Axel Jordache. So that was... And I brought it off well, and it felt great and comfortable, so that Roots was far less troublesome.
Yes, yeah. So what do you think your favorite role outside of Lou Grant was, or your most challenging role maybe outside of Lou Grant?
Well, Rich Man, Poor Man was certainly a big plunge.
Yes.
Right. And I kept expecting them to give me shoes that would make me limp. I was using a limp. They didn't have it. So I had to come in. I used a German accent, and first day of performing, the director said, you want to use the accent? You don't have to if you don't want to. I felt it would have been a sacrilege if I hadn't used a German accent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So all of these things which devolved back onto me, and I solved the questions, and I'm happy with the results.
Definitely. And speaking of accents, I heard you had to perform a Scottish accent for the animated series The Gargoyles.
Yeah, Yeah, I constantly agonized over that one.
Was that a difficult one? Did you find you were able to finally get it, or?
No, I never was sure how well I brought it off.
Well, I mean, the character was extremely popular, so
Yeah.
I think the general audience liked the way you pulled it off.
I really enjoyed the show growing up.
Yeah, well, he was a good guy. He was a good gargoyle.
He was a good gargoyle. And yeah, a lot of people I don't think realized that you had done a lot of extensive voice work in,
Yeah,
you
J.
know,
Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man, and throughout the '90s, Captain Planet, and a pretty extensive resume of voice work. Do you find that you like voice work? I mean, the idea of not having to be in front of the camera but still be able to perform. How is that?
Yeah, you don't have to bathe.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
Right.
Like, so, and then that kind of. So, I guess let's talk about Up. I think anybody, you know, especially this generation, a huge fan of Up. It's got, in my opinion, Pixar's best movie, Disney's best movie, animated. I thought your performance was brilliant in that. How did that come about? How did you land that role?
Let me see. My voiceover agent submitted my voice, as he did probably hundreds of others of his clients. So I had no great expectations, wasn't waiting, holding my breath, expecting a miracle. Then I found out after getting the job that I was doing a reading of a one-man show at a benefit in Marin County.
Okay.
And found out that the two producers, or the main producer, Pete Doctor, and his co-producer, Bob, actually came from where Pixar was up there, and attended that reading that I gave for the on the benefit. And it's a reading of a Holocaust survivor, and it's tremendously stark and depressive.
Right.
And they came and saw that, and from that they decided to use me and Up.
Wow,
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, that's impressive. So you go through the normal route, your voiceover agent, and it really had nothing to do with your voiceover work that they had seen. It's because of your performance in a live show. So that's amazing. And I think, I don't know, maybe because of the context of what you said the benefit read was about, I think it kind of relates to what he was going through in Up, you know, basically surviving the loss of his wife. And I mean, maybe they saw the parallels there. So yeah, I thought you really related to the character really well in Up.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love the movie. I think it's a double love story, I call it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it really touched the younger generation. And speaking of the younger generation, what's up with the social media? You're really active on Twitter.
We found it so funny that, like, everybody appears, like, the main question you get a lot on social media is that you're still alive. Yeah. Like, this whole thing that everybody thinks you've passed away already. It's like...
Yeah, there was this stuff put out on, I don't know what media put it out, that I was dead.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, no, still here.
So now like just
and busy apparently.
And busy, right? So now all these people keep like, yeah, I do like how you.
For now, I'm alive.
For now,
for now.
Yeah. Well, and you, I mean, you're doing a lot of charitable work and benefit work, right? I know you work with the autism a lot. You have a son and a grandson that's autistic, and I know you do a lot of work with them and your foundation.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you do like an annual poker event every year for that, right?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
We had it just the other night, and it was very successful.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on that. How's your poker face?
But that?
I said, how's your poker face? Are you pretty vicious? Do you take a lot of their money?
Well, I steal a lot of their money.
I steal a lot of their money.
My expertise isn't good enough to win it.
Okay. Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah,
I mean, there you go,
honest.
right?
There you go.
And I mean, you always get a good celebrity turnout, right? This is kind of a celebrity charity event where you get some people to come together and play poker with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And now
we had a good turnout.
Yeah, absolutely. And congratulations on that. I think it's awesome what you do.
Yeah.
And you have a family now. Is it your son and daughter, right? The twins that run the foundation. Your Ed Asner family.
Yeah, my son is the real.
Right.
That's cool.
My daughter will eventually. His twin will eventually join up when we mark off exactly what her duties will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But right now she's doing my booking and getting me placed. We're leaving tomorrow for a 2-week trip.
Oh wow.
Going to Maine and Chicago and Detroit and Des Moines and Cedar Rapids.
Wow.
We're all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, is this for another reading? Are you doing another stage show, or what's this trip for?
It's for my one-man show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Man in his
Right.
prostate.
Yeah, the man with the prostate, right?
Man in his prostate.
Yeah, that and so that's talk about that a little bit. That's an interesting show, right? It's a comedy, but it's like really kind of touching and informative on the subject, right?
Yeah, it's a wonderful combination that Ed Weinberger has made based on his own experiences with prostatitis. He wrote this script and it's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, we make sure to get the points in to alert people to getting tested for prostate cancer
Definitely.
and letting them know that every 16 minutes a man dies of prostate cancer.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
unaware
So
of that.
yeah, I mean, I think sometimes that's the best way to approach it, a serious subject with a little bit of comedy, you know, because sometimes things are hard to talk about, and if you can lighten the mood with a little bit of comedy and still get that message out there, I think that's a good thing.
Oh, out of tragedy
Yeah.
comes comedy. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that. I know that's been doing pretty well for you, and that sounds like quite the trip coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a bigger piece of luggage. 10 years over, will you?
Oh, sure.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
So we'll all send all of ours.
It's a pretty big one, so
Yeah.
I think it'll get you.
Good.
Yeah.
No further questions.
No further questions.
No further.
It'll have some money in it for you too.
That's right. That's right. We're actually, well, maybe we'll run into you. We're actually making our way up that way too next week and over the next couple of weeks. So who knows, right?
Where are you going?
Oh, we're going to New York City. We're going to see a stage show up in New York City and doing some meetings up there. So we're going to be up in that area, and who knows? Maybe we'll come try to catch the show.
Well, I'm doing New York, let's see, a couple of days before my birthday, which is in November.
Right?
Okay.
So if you extend your stay, I'll see you there.
Oh,
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like a plan. Yeah, I think I would absolutely. It would be an honor. It
Definitely.
absolutely would.
That's good.
Well, listen, again, I unbelievably humbled. I think we all
Yes,
appreciate
definitely.
you really taking the time today to talk with us. I think it's been a stellar career. I think you're an amazing individual, what you do with your charity work and your activism and obviously your career. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, sir. It
Yes.
really has.
Well, mine too.
Well,
Good.
good. We really appreciate it. And again, we can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Well, as long as I'm on the right side of the grass, I'll continue to act.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All the way, right?
Chance,
Commitment till the end. I love it.
Performance where I'm not on the right side of the grass. Call
That's-
it a haunting.
That's haunting.
Well, there you go. I'll be looking out for that.
Definitely.
All right. Well, you take care now, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
sir.
sir.
Thank you for the pleasure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.